when I came to UND, there are several things that I loved about it, and the biggest thing was the research. As an atmospheric science researcher, I look at wildfires and the impacts that they have here at not only in the Northern Plains, but back home for me. And he alluded to the fact that we have weather and climate, and weather makes up climate and climate makes up weather, but they're two very individual things. And I think that's something that so many people forget about. But as a young girl, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. When I was 13 years old, I was in middle school, and I was smart, okay? I did all of the honors classes. I was in every science class my school offered. And at 13 years old was when the first time I was told, "You're really smart for a girl." And I thought, oh, that's cute. I'm just smart. And I didn't really know what that meant. When I turned 16, I entered into high school, and again, I was taking all these science classes. I knew that I wanted to be a scientist, but I didn't really know what that meant. I did a report, and I looked into dermatology, and I thought, that's it, I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna help people. I want to research. I want to know more about the human body. I then discovered forensic pathology, and I was thinking, yes, that's it. I wanted to dissect dead bodies. That's what I wanted to do with my life. So I went to Portland State University, entered in biology, pre-med, and after my first trimester, I didn't receive an A, which was something that I was used to. I didn't receive a B. I got straight C's and a D, and I thought to myself, what on earth am I doing? How am I going to be a doctor? How am I going to be a scientist? So my advisor suggested, Rebecca, I think you should take this environmental sustainability class. It might be fun. I took it, and I fell in love with it. I loved learning about our ecosystems and water and trees and all of these things that make the world around us so beautiful. I worked all the way through my senior year. I'm getting ready to graduate. I go to graduation, and there are only a few women in my class of 50 students. And I thought to myself, wow, where is the diversity? Where are all of the people who come from so many different walks of life? And that bothered me. It bothered me that I was one of 5 or 6 girls in my class. And that's when I realized that it starts when we're young. It starts when we're 10, 11 years old, and as students, we're told, you're just not cut out for this. You're not smart enough for this, or no one looks like you. You're not good enough for this. So my senior year, I took a meteorology class, again, on a whim. That's how I do a lot of things, is on a whim. And I went home after my first class, and I looked at my parents and I said, hey, I know that I'm graduating in 6 weeks, but I'm gonna change everything I'm doing. I'm going to move to North Dakota. Where's North Dakota? Ugh, it's cold, it's by Canada. I'm moving to North Dakota. I'm going to study meteorology. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I know that's what I'm meant to do. And I knew that I was going to have struggles. I knew that I was going to have to learn a whole new set of skills entering into a STEM field. So STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We hear that token term all the time, but it's something that I didn't really live until I came here to North Dakota. We have a really comprehensive education here. It's fantastic. I've learned to computer program, not great at it, but I can do it, in multiple languages. That's pretty cool. I've learned how to engineer anemometers. I've learned how to take readings, and most importantly, I've learned how to forecast weather, which it's trying to tell the future, and we're not there yet, but someday we'll be able to get it down to a perfect science. No promises, but we're getting there. But here at UND, you have so many professors that are working to better the communities around us. And I think that's what I love so much about science, is every single person has a role to play. We're all working to make the world around us a better place. Whether it's in computer modeling so we can forecast tornadoes better and protect homes, whether you're a chemist and you want to find the best new ice cream flavor, whether you're an engineer and you want to make cars that drive themselves so that texting and driving is no longer a problem, we all are trying to make the world around us a better place. And science doesn't care if you're black, white, male, female, young, old, short, tall. Science has a place for you. You don't need to be a genius to be a scientist. And that's something I talk to students a lot about. You can be a C student and still be a scientist. Science has no language. It's universal. It speaks to all of us. And you don't need to be perfect. We need people from every walk of life, because when people come together with different opinions, beliefs, experiences, it brings a new view to science. And that's what science is it needs different opinions and different ideas to flourish and to grow. One thing that I always tell little girls when I talk to them, especially girls, being a woman in science, there's very few of us, so I really embrace the young girls, and the one thing that I always say is knowledge is the only thing that no one can ever take away from you. And that's exactly what science gives us. It gives us the ability to change our minds, to grow as a community. And so I'm here, yes, as a scientist, yes, as an Oregonian in North Dakota, but I'm also here to encourage you, because everyone can do science, everyone can do math, everyone can do engineering, everyone can work in technology. You don't need to be a genius, you don't need to be perfect. All you need is to be creative, passionate, be able to think, and be able to learn from mistakes. If you can do those 4 things, anyone can be a scientist, even me. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And thanks for enjoying the cold air. Promise. It'll get better eventually.